Welcome to Where There's a Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your mid-capacity casual gamer.
I'm Stacey. I'm your non-gamer.
And we are here at the beginning of a new month for a new theme. Those of you that follow the channel saw last month we invited some other content creators in. Instead of having our showcase wall in front of us, we are just going to kind of talk about the games. And we've invited some other some other content creators once again to share games that they're excited, for this new theme. And it is November, and for the second year in a row, we are doing what?
New-Vember. New games that are still sitting on our shelf of shame.
Yep, we've got about 25-ish games, not counting review copies on our shelf. We had quite a few Kickstarters and some stuff, including Amazon Big Prime Day or whatever it was called in October, that kind of added to our shelf over here and got some Kickstarters in recently. These are ones that we're going to put on our wall. Now, there are some games that we would love to be showcasing on our wall and looking at for the year, but despite how secure those floating shelves are into the wall and anchored behind the wall, it's just not. Some of them are a little too heavy. So we actually have three of my top,
literally too heavy.
Literally too heavy. Not complexity, but literally the weight of them is too heavy. Three of my top 10 most anticipated games of 2025 are actually sitting on our unplayed shelf right now. And two of them are just a little too big, a little too heavy to actually put on those shelves. But I am hoping to get them played. And that is Tend, which just arrived. Those of you that follow the channel know I'm a huge Verban Write game. And this is got anything and everything you can think of and write. And I'm very excited to play it. And then Critter Kitchen, which has been sitting down there since the summer. Just have not got it to the table yet, so I'm hoping to get those to the table to see how they work for us. We also have a lot of other small games over here that will probably hit the table on a weeknight, because we've got a lot of games that will probably be weeknight games, and we've got some review copies for some games that we are hoping to get some content up for as well.
And another game we hope to get up on this month as well is Pergola, which we picked up at our local.
Which is an hour and 45 minutes away. Yeah, not real logo,
closest local store we've got at our family.
And our flags.
Fun. I don't know what they're called. FGLGLS.
Friendly
store.
Local game store.
Yep. At
Flags. You can just say Flags.
Flag store. A couple months ago, we went shopping together, and we were a bit weary of putting it up on the wall because we were a little worried about the pieces falling all over the place when we stand it up vertically.
There's no lid on the insert, so...
Yeah, and there's a lot of little pieces. We punched and punched for days. It was so satisfying.
For days. Maybe an hour.
It felt like it. So Pergola, we're going to try. It's just not going up on the wall, literally, because we're afraid it's going to make a mess.
Yes. Yeah, we don't want the pieces flying all over the place. All right, so let's get to our first one. So our first one is one of the games that is on my most anticipated games of the year. And you put Push Your Luck, tile placement, and worker placement together, which are three of our favorite mechanisms, along with the design of Manny Vega and the art of Sandara Tang. Kind of the follow-up-ish to Flamecraft, and this is Tea Witches, and with the tea theme. So this game lasts 4 rounds. Each one represents one day of the Tequinox Fair. Each day has 2 phases in it. In the summoning phase, players simultaneously draw a card of witches to their tea hut, being mindful not to push their luck too far, as any identical witches will cause a hex, which results in witches leaving the queue. So, like I said, those 5 things: Push Your Luck, worker placement, tile placement, Manny Vegas, Sandara Tang. I mean, just this art is gorgeous. It has some really cool components. Very excited to get this one to the table. Just 3 of our favorite mechanisms all in one, with a great designer and a great artist. Very excited to get Tea Witches to the table. Let's go. Actually, you do your first one, then we'll go to our first contributor.
Okay. The first one that I am going to be talking about is the sequel to Calico, and that is Knitting Circle, a Calico game. And the rounds are pretty simple in this. You collect yarn from the central basket and knit it into your garments while trying to get your color combinations and patterns just right. Earn victory points by completing garments, adding buttons, and fulfilling bonus scoring goals. Along the way, your furry feline friend can help you out by reaching their grabby paws into the bag to secure you the best yarn. So I really like Calico. I'm excited to try Knitting Circle, and maybe I can have a nice hat when we're done.
And the different drafting in this one. This one drafts instead of the normal thing that kind of like Flat Out Games is kind of known for with your rows. It has a rondelle that you go around. So that's going to be very interesting to do. All right, let's go into our first contributor, and Bill from Indiana will be joining us.
Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. I'm grateful for the invitation from Ian and Stacey from Where There's a Wills, There's a Play to join in their November showcase theme, and that is New-Vember, looking at games new to me that I can't wait to get off the shelf and onto the table. So the game that I want to talk about I've had for months just sitting on the shelf after it arrived from the Kickstarter backing, and I just haven't found the time to learn it and get it played. So I can't wait in November to play Trailblazer, the Arizona Trail. This game is by Dan R. Rice III with art from Andrew Bosley, and it's Mariposa Games produced. One of the reasons I'm excited about this game is because I already know I really like this game, Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail, also by Dan Rice and with the same artist, Andrew Bosley and Mariposa Games. So, and there's also another one that's going to be, I think, coming to crowdfunding soon. So let me briefly show you on BGG a little bit more about each of these games. So part of my enthusiasm for the Arizona Trail is because we love the John Muir Trail game so much, the first in this series. And Allison from Better Half Reviews put us onto this game, and we did eventually get a copy and have not regretted it. We really like this game. It's got beautiful art. It helps us kind of relive our time of living in California and hiking on those trails. We've never actually hiked the John Muir Trail, but really would love to try hiking part of that at some point. But it's a great game of moving up tracks. It makes you feel like you're hiking with trying to gather resources and maintaining your water and your health. And so we love that game so much, it made us excited for the Arizona Trail. And good news for us, at least, there's another one coming. I saw a video recently from the Unfiltered Gamer about the Colorado Trail. So I'm hoping that that means that one is going to be coming to crowdfunding soon as well. But back to the Arizona Trail. The second reason I'm really excited about this game is I got to play a prototype version of this game a few years ago at Dice Tower West. And I got to play and be taught the game by Dan R. Rice III himself. Just a really fine gentleman, so kind, so gracious with his time. And it is an amazing game. It felt a lot like a few of the Stefan Feld games that I've played, where you really have to chain things together, and there's a lot of ways to earn points. It's got a little bit of a polyomino part to it. It's got tracks. It has sort of the Arc Nova crossing track scoring mechanism, resource management. There's just a lot of little mini games in it, which really gave me sort of that, like I said, a Stefan Feld kind of feel to it. Here's a little view of the polyomino arrangements and trying to get those squares covered. So I cannot wait to get this on the table. I can't believe when I found it on the shelf the other day that we put it off this long, but in November we've got a long weekend around the Veterans Day holiday weekend for the end of the term, and then we also have the Thanksgiving break. So I'm committing to getting this one to the table, and I'm sure my wife will be excited to play it as well.
All right, thanks Bill for contributing again this month. I do have, and I have played the John Muir Trail. I thought it was a pretty good game. Little too much going on probably for Stacey. She saw it on the table. There was a lot of things going on, so a little bit too much going on for her. So it'd be for solo only. Unfortunately, it's pretty big setup, so there's a lot. It takes up a lot of table space. So I'm not sure it's going to stay in my collection. I did enjoy my couple of plays for it. I finally got it to the table. I did back that one. Got it to the table this summer finally. And I did hear while Arizona Trail was on Kickstarter that it was quite a bit more complex. And since I had not gotten John Muir Trail, I did not back Arizona Trail. And I've heard just that it's much more complex. Colorado Trail is actually on Kickstarter right now. I think it's still live. I've looked into it. There is no solo mode for it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to back it or not. I think we'll probably have to watch a playthrough of it. There was not a whole lot of content on it last time I looked. Maybe they've got some more to see if we're going to get it or not. Just because we live in Colorado, so it's kind of cool to have Colorado-themed games. Yeah, I've heard it's the most accessible one, but it still looks like there's a bit going on. So I think we're gonna have to watch a playthrough of that one to see whether or not it's gonna be one for us, because there is no solo mode for it. So thanks again for contributing. Our next game that's going to be going on the wall is by one of my favorite publishers, Stonemaier Games. It is their newest game, and this is Origin Story. And Origin Story is a game that blends trick-taking and tableau building, all with a superhero theme. Yes, this game is for me. Hoping I can get Stacey to play it as well. Each player builds their own superhero or supervillain. Every round you get to choose if you're going to be a hero or a villain. If you're a hero, you want to get tricks. If you're a villain, you want to get no tricks. And you're building your superhero or supervillain origin tale over 5 chapters or rounds. You'll reveal your backstory, recruit gadgets, allies, nurture a grudge against an archenemy, and finally unleash your ultimate ability as you transform into your superhero. This game just sounds really fun. There's a mid-game kind of thing that happens as well, and the 2-player game, and I think maybe the solo game. I haven't. It's still in shrink. It just came like about a week and a half ago. I've not opened it up yet because I'm gonna film an unboxing for it. In the 2-player game, you play with a sidekick, and I did watch part of a 2-player playthrough from Kavre on it, and basically what it is you have another set of like face-up cards that you'll just play an extra card into the trick, and if your sidekick wins, you win that trick. So it looks kind of interesting. I really like trick-taking. Stacey doesn't mind trick-taking as long as it's not a team trick-taking thing. So individual trick-taking, she's a little bit better with. She doesn't like it when you have to rely on someone else.
No.
But yeah, so I'm very excited about this. The theme, the art. I personally like the art. This is Clementine Campardo, who did Wormspan. And the way Jamie found her for this was she had done a bunch of art of real superheroes from like comic books and stuff. And he really liked that. So he built a game and then asked her if she wanted to do the art for it. So that is Origin Story from Stonemaier Games. We're going to go on to our next contributor, and that is Evan from EvanDiesel.
Hey everybody, I'm Evan, and welcome to November, or is it New-Vember? Anyway, this time of year, we are usually furiously playing and replaying the current year's releases, and sad to say, this year, we are quite a bit behind on those. We've just been so busy with other things on my channel and school stuff with the kids and just general life craziness that we have a lot of 2025 games to catch up on. So hopefully in November, we're going to get to some of those. Fingers crossed. So let's go down to the table and I'll show you a quick look at the pile of games that I need to get played ASAP. All right, let's start with this pile of small games here, and let's see how many of these we can get through. So we have I Made You a Mixtape. This is a drafting sort of game that kind of harkens back to making a mixtape. I believe all the songs have like real titles, like song titles, and you're kind of trying to like connect them to make up the perfect mixtape. This is a Japanese game called, I believe it's called Die Dice, or just Die, or just Dice. Not sure. This is one that had a recent unboxing on my channel. It is all in Japanese, but there is English rules on available online. This is an interesting little deck building game. Unfortunately, there is no English at all that I could find on this, but it's some sort of a fishing game, and it looks really interesting. This game is called Pizza Zombie. It's some sort of almost like a social deduction type of game where somebody is a zombie in a pizza joint, and I don't know, the art on this is really cool. This is Aquadome. This is a solitaire game. This also, I believe, has either English in the box, but it is a Japanese game. It looks really interesting. It seems to have a lot of multi-use type cards, even cards with like dice on them, and all. It looks really interesting. I need to play that one soon. All right, what else we got? We have Timbertown. This is a 2-player tile laying game. I do like tile laying games. You're kind of building up a city. Looks really fun. We have, this one I probably should have played in October. This is Survive Alive. This is a, I guess it's a draw and write, not roll and write, where you're trying to like manage your, your settlement and keep all the zombies away, something like that. Speaking of Thailand games, here's another one. This is Minecart Town. This was one of my most anticipated games of the year. And this one you're trying to build like little train, rail routes to deliver goods, stuff like that. This one here is Super Squad High. This is a superhero, like teen superhero kind of thing where, you're a teen superhero. And there's villains attacking, and I believe it's a cooperative game. Looks super cool. There are a lot of components in there. Here is a big one. This one is called Grow Sky. This is another, I believe, Japanese game. It has some really cool art. And there's some sort of like gear system here and polyominoes. And I don't 100% know what you're doing, but you are doing airship type things. Well, we have this One Piece game, which I've only ever heard bad things about. Missy got this one, I believe, for free at Gen Con. I don't really know anything about One Piece, but our youngest does. This box is very heavy. I think there's a lot of cards in here. Again, like I said, I only heard bad things about this online, but seeing as my youngest is a fan of this cartoon, I think he would like it. And even if he doesn't, it might be just kind of fun to play. Let's see here. A couple more. We have Jisogi. This is a game where you are like running an anime studio. There are some anime fans here in my family, especially ones that like One Piece. And it seemed like a kind of interesting worker placement sort of, game where you're trying to like hire artists and all this stuff to make your anime studio a success. And then I have one more, and this is definitely the most odd game in my collection that joined this year. This is House of Psychotic Women. This is basically a Clue variant, but it is based on a book that was written about kind of female films from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s that deal with kind of like psychosis and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like characters from those movies in this game, and there's also like a series of like Blu-rays or like box sets that have some of these movies in it. So it's Clue, but it's a very unique thing in my collection, and I really would like to give it a try, even if it's just Clue, right? Okay, so those are quite a few games that I need to get played as soon as possible. Those aren't even all of them. Those are just the ones that I was able to grab off my shelves real quick. So let's go back up. And there you go. There's some really interesting games in that pile, I think. Some that I've been trying to get played for a good chunk of the year. So let's hope November's the month that I can get to them. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for having me on this show and letting me talk about some games that I have not played yet. So, yeah. Happy New-Vember? And I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Evan, for joining us once again this month. Some of those are very interesting sounding games and stuff.
I want to try the psychotic or psychosis
The
women.
Psychotic Women of something?
Yes.
Yeah, that one definitely was very interesting. You may hear one of the ones you mentioned a little bit later on our list as well. And nice t-shirt, by the way. I have the same one.
That was my first thought, is he stole Ian's t-shirt. He's robbing the old drawer of t-shirts.
All right.
So I'm going to get to my next one. And my favorite animal in the whole wide world is the otter. And so we learned otter earlier this year from the same designer and publisher of Capybara Crush, which is Dylan Coyle with art by Andre Ebrio. And I'm very interested in playing this one. This one is a light spatial puzzle card game in which players lay down cards representing critters. Those critters are a goat, monkey, turtle, bird, and a yuzu. I don't know what a yuzu is.
I don't know either.
But it's got a yuzu in there as well. But you are laying down these cards representing critters on top of a capybaras in order to build long chains of matching motifs. Each turn you draw a card and either add a critter column or add a new capybara to your herd. At the end you score by how long your chain of critter types are. This just looks like a cute game. This is the kind of game that I really like. So this was one of my highest anticipated games of the year. I don't go for those big time, huge games. I go for these comfort, cute little animal games. Capybaras aren't here in the United States unless you go to the zoo. So they've gotten really big for some reason lately. And
lots of capybara games.
Capybara games, and I think I own almost all of them, I'm guessing. But I really think that this game is going to be a hit with me. I loved Otter. Well, I still love Otter. That is a thinker game. It's a lot more detailed than it looks, and I think this is how this one is going to be as well. It's going to be a more thinky game than it appears. I don't think it's going to be just a kid game by the art and everything. It looks like it's going to be, a really easy kid game, but usually these ones are the harder ones for me. And this is by Charming Games.
Yeah, we also have Park Life Hedgehog Edition. When I backed Capybara Crush, which was late in the year, this one delivered really quickly. When I backed this one, I had heard a lot of good things about Park Life. I've heard the people version is a little bit better, but we wanted to go keep with the cute theme of the animals. So we have otters, capybaras, and hedgehog. So so that'll be a good one. That one I think we can probably learn at night pretty quickly.
I'm very excited to learn this one.
All right. Heading on to our next contributors, Drew and Sarah from Let's Table It.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Drew.
And the games that we are looking forward to playing in November, for me, is Harvest with the Fall Festival expansion. It just seems really seasonal and like it would go really well with the season. And Harvest is a worker placement game, and I don't think that the Fall Festival adds a whole lot to it, but I'm excited to see what it does add.
And for me, it's Paleo. So this is a nice cooperative game. You're building technologies, trying to survive. Cooperatives always hit for us, and this one should be a lot of fun.
We've always heard really good things about this one, and we finally got our hands on a copy,
Yep.
so we're both, I think, really excited
Yes.
to play this one. So those are the two games that we're excited to play in November.
All right, thank you guys for joining us once again. And those, actually, Harvest is another game that is sitting down on our shelf here unplayed. So who knows? Maybe that one will get played as well this month.
I want to check out Paleo. I've never heard
can
of
look
that
into it.
one.
We can look into it.
That one looks interesting to me.
We've kind of gotten into cooperative games
Yeah.
this year a little bit,
Yeah,
so
we've
it's
started
nice
playing
to
more.
get some interesting ones. So that one sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So on to my next, and I guess I should have set this up a little bit better. But my next one is one that Evan mentioned here just a little bit ago, and that is I Made You a Mixtape. Back this one. I Made You a Mixtape is an I Cut or I Split You Choose card game where players craft a mixtape from a pool of track cards. Then they're scored based on a bunch of factors like how well the tracks flow, how consistent the genre is, and the balance of the side A versus side B. Because you don't want one side that's better than the other on the cassette. It'll play 1 to 4 players in around 30 minutes. Stacey and I are both of a certain age where mixtapes were a huge thing. In fact,
I don't know what a mixtape is. I don't even know what a tape is, so I don't know what you're talking about. Certain age.
She's lying. In fact, in order to make our mixtapes, before they came out with the fancy two cassette boom boxes and records, you had to like listen to the radio and record it, play it at the right side, and hope that the DJ did not talk over the end of the song, and then you had to wait hours again. Because it's not like now where it seems like the song comes on, 2 hours later.
Or you're in the middle of recording a song and someone yells, "Telephone, grab the telephone!" And like, we're in the middle of Heaven by Bryan Adams, Mom, come on!
But yeah, so we're very excited for this one. Small little box, card laying, drafting, I Split You Choose. So I think that'll be just really fun, and it'll just be very nostalgic. Like Evan said, the songs on here are actually real titles, like you see like Rock Lobster, and yes, and Rock Lobster is the name of a real song.
B-52s.
And Footloose is on here and stuff. So very excited for that one. If not for no other reason than the nostalgia factor of it. So yep, that is I Made You a Mixtape. And now moving on to our final contributor. This is Carol from the Mill.
Hello. If you don't know me, I'm Carol. I am on The Mill, the fan-created Stonemaier-sponsored YouTube channel, and I'm so excited that Ian asked me to help out with what I'm excited for with their New-Vember theme. So when Ian asked me to pick a game that I'm excited to finally get to the table that's new for me in November, I was a little torn. Part of me wanted to go with, I'm hoping my Dice Throne Outcast is going to be here soon because I'm a huge Dice Throne fan. And like any good content creator, I'm going to have to give at least an honorable mention to Mad Kala. So I'm super excited for that and anything Wonderlands War related. But I'm going to go with, I've had this for a little bit and I just have not had time to get to the table. I'm going to go with Apostocracy. This is going to be my I have to get this to the table in November game. It is by Heather Dixon and Apis Games. And the theme for Apostocracy, if you can't tell, is you're in London in 1851 and you are making your social debut. So I kind of think a little Bridgerton in there. But I'm so excited. I've met Heather several times. She is a wonderful person. She's done all the art for this game. This one was, I think, top 3 a couple design days for Stonemaier Games a couple years ago. And it is absolutely gorgeous, and Heather does so much historical research for this, and she puts so much time and care into it. I mean, the player boards alone, got the dual layered here, and each one, you get a letter inviting you to make your debut, and they're all unique per character. You have your little character bags, and what's actually really cool about this game, besides the theme and the obvious care and passion that went into it is a worker placement game, but also has dual use cards, and you end up playing a game of whist. So it brings in this old game in a really thematic touch, and the cards, so the suits are in there, so you have like these cards that you use for whist, but you also use them so that you can pay to go to your action spots. And I love dual use cards. I love worker placement, and now you add on this theme, and I'm just so looking forward to it. Heather is a fantastic designer. She has had another really thematic game she brought to Stonemaier's Design Day this year. One time at Gen Con, she had a high tea that was themed all for this as well that she hosted. So I'm just so excited. I have been waiting for this game since I saw it at Design Day, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And now I have it. It's here. And oh my gosh, do I need to play it. So once again, thank you, Ian, for the chance to kind of talk about a game I am super excited to get to the table that will be new for me in New-Vember, Apostocracy by Heather Dixon. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
My turn.
That one sounds kind of interesting.
Yes.
The historical part of it. Maybe we'll have to see what that one is.
Looking into that one. That one looks super cool. I think even though it might be heavy, I don't know. It looks heavy. I mean, not literally, but
it looks like it could be complexity.
Yeah, complexity heavy, but I don't know. I like the theme of it, and I like the boards and everything. So
and Stacey likes stuff where you can learn. So anything that is like history related without it being like bad history sort of,
Oh, I don't care. I've learned bad history.
Yeah, but I don't know if a game like that would be. So yeah, that'll be one that'll be interesting. We have another one down here that might be kind of, I don't know how historical it is, but it kind of gets in that aristocracy sort of feel. I've got Obsession down here for review that we'll get to the table at some time before the end of the year, hopefully. Yeah. All right.
So like Stonemaier is one of Ian's favorite, I don't know what you call
Publishers.
it. Publishers. One of my favorite publishers is Grandpa Beck. And Grandpa Beck has come out with a new game that I have been waiting for. I know that growing up, I played this game called Bull
Crap.
And this is kind of a take on that game. And this is called Whoa There, Cowboy. And this is a bluffing game. This is for 2 to 6 players, ages 7 and up, so you don't have to yell out bull crap. Instead, you yell out, "Whoa there, cowboy!" Anyway, where the goal of this is to play higher or lower value cards from your hand and to race to get out first, while trying to stop not being caught bluffing your opponents. It's a Wild West theme, and it's a shedding and a bluff game. So I love shedding games. And bluffing I suck at.
We both do.
But
we have maybe 1 or 2 bluffing games.
Yeah.
We cannot bluff.
But I grew up playing bowl poop, and so I was actually really good at that game. And I am proud to say
that what this
I
is based
won.
on?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it is, but it sure sounds like it's based off of bowl
It
poop.
might be. It might be. We know a lot of Grandma Beck's games take popular kind of card games and they add a twist to them.
Yep.
So a lot of their games are that with a twist. So
Yep. So draw fast, bluff faster. So I think is what you're going to do is if you've got your hand, you're going to say, oh, well, I've got 2 3s, and you may not have any 3s, and someone may call, whoa there, cowboy! Or they'll say, okay, I accept that fact, and then you get to shed those cards from your hand. I'm assuming, I haven't played it yet, but I'm guessing that's how you're going to be playing it. Yeah. So Whoa There, Cowboy by Grandpa Beck, one of my highly anticipated games of the year as well.
the end of the year. This one was kind of a surprise to us, actually. They announced, we didn't know this one was coming.
I knew it was coming.
No, we didn't.
Well, like a month or 2 I've known it was coming.
No, it literally, they posted on Instagram that it had been put on Amazon early, like a couple weeks early. And so they just decided, oh, we'll just put it out there. But we didn't, I had no insight, like I had no idea that was even coming. Like I know, all of a sudden it was like, oh, there's a new Camera-Elgato game. Like we had 3, 2, 1 countdown at the beginning of the year. We knew about that one. And then this was like, oh, there's a new game? Oh, we weren't expecting another one this year. So that was kind of a nice little surprise. And it happened to occur at the same time as big Prime Days on Amazon. So when we got some games on sale, we were able to just pick that one up.
Whoa there, cowboy!
So we both really like Grandpa Beck's. Grandpa Beck's came onto our radar a couple years ago when they donated some games to our board game club, and now our collection is quite large as well. Takes up a little bit of space though, not a whole lot of space.
No.
So we really like them. We really like them.
The thing I do like about the Grandpa Becks, and I've mentioned this before in a couple of previous videos, is that they're all the same size, and even their big boxes, you can lay 2 of them side by side so that they all fit together really nicely and don't take up a whole lot of room. So they purposely planned it so that they weren't space hogs. So bonus.
Yeah. Another one of the hobbies that I got big into during COVID was building Lego. So when this next game came out and I started hearing actually some really good things about it, I was like, this is perfect for me. This is a family-friend board game in a Lego hybrid about where players help rebuild the Monkey Palace by building staircase of Lego bricks or blocks to score banana points. The more impressive your construction, heights, arches, etc., the more points you earn. No single route to victory, so there's replay value in this one. Very excited about this one, if nothing other than it's a game and it's Lego. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You get to build like this palace and stuff, and I think it just sounds like it's a fun game. When it came out, I think a lot of people were thinking it was going to be very gimmicky, and then when they played it, they were like, oh, this game actually has like some game to it, because there were a bunch of Lego games years and years ago that were pretty much gimmicky. It was for Lego, but this one actually has some gameplay to it, so very excited for that one. Very excited for all the games we're going to put on the wall, and other ones that are down here on our shelf of opportunity, which we kind of have a set of shelves down here in our dining room for the unplayed games that we have. And it
Very convenient location.
yes, it got quite large. There's a couple others. Another one I want to mention, well, I have the new EvanDiesel Silver Frost, which I'm very excited to get to the table. Another one my friend Jeff has been raving about for a long time. Picked that one up on Prime Days, big Prime Day as well, and that is Nunatek, Temple of Ice, which thought about putting on the wall, but that is much heavier than I thought it was going to be. So I didn't want to push the limits of our floating shelves, even though they're anchored into the wall to the other side of the wall. Just we're not going to push that. So
I want to play the Hedgehog one too.
Oh, Park Life Hedgehog. Yep, we mentioned that. And we got a couple other games over there by Flat Out that came with Knitting Circle. We've got Propolis and Point Galaxy. So yeah, we've got lots of fun ones over there.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's a lot. So we are going to do our best to get as many games played and get content for as many different things, either playthroughs or reviews or quick reviews. I mean, we got a lot of small box games, so we might do like a 5 quick reviews game or thing for some of them. But yeah, so we're very excited to get some new games played as well. We like to do that near the end of the year, get some new games played. And yeah, there you have it. There are our 7 new that we're going to put on the wall, and we mentioned a whole bunch of others that we have. Thank you to our contributors as well who joined us this month for New-Vember. Let us know what new game you are excited to get to the table in November down in the comments. Once again, this has been Where There's Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian.
I'm Stacey.
And we'll see you next time.
At the table.